Good afternoon and good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the Blind Press YouTube channel and coffee stream number 141. And as the title says, it's Friday guest day. And our guest today is AP. He's running a little bit late. He sent me a DM saying so, but he is coming. And I just wanted to start the stream so that we weren't waiting. But I figured I would start and say hi to chat and see how everyone was doing. And AP will be along in a few minutes. I'm not late. Woohoo, says Pumpkin Trucker. No, you're not. Thanks for that link, by the way. Hi, Mr. Misanthropic. What's up, my friend? Green Thunder. Hi. Chadwick's here. Let's see. Why is my live chat only showing one person when 5 people have said hello to me? I love you, YouTube. You are so very helpful sometimes. So today what we're gonna do is we are going to just have a little chat with AP and get to know him, get to know a little bit about the guy behind AP. I think we're just gonna have a nice, easy interview. And I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. Hi, Peter. Let's see. All right. So, Pumpkin Trucker sent me a very interesting link that just before the stream started. And I don't know if many of you are familiar with Avi Imini. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Voiceover probably fucked it up. Anyway, he came to be on the Rubin Report this week. He flew to the US. I think he's an Australian Israeli. I think he holds both Australian and Israeli citizenships. And he was detained and deported. Now, I did listen to a YouTube video that talked about it, and it did kind of sound a little conspiratorial, conspiratardy. So I'm still trying to what's it called? Fact find and everything. But yeah, that's something that happened. Mr. Misanthropic, the guy who had the secret video of Jim Jeffries? Yes, that guy. Mr. Misanthropic, that guy. Hi, you irate prostate. Nice to see you here. Oh, Goatman's here. Live chat freezes up for me all the time. Yeah, it's annoying sometimes. It's always freezing up, and I hate that stupid message. Welcome to live chat. Please abide by our community guidelines. Blah, blah, blah. I wish that would go away. I mean, okay, if you want it there for the first time when you update, that's fine. But every single fucking time we go into a live chat, we've figured it out, YouTube. We figured it out. You don't want us to say things. So yeah, Avi was detained and deported, and he is now either flying back or has already landed, because this happened yesterday. So yeah, I guess he's not coming on the Rubin Report this week. I don't know if he's been banned from the States, but I know that he's been reported. No, fuck off, computer. I am not giving you my Google password for my other account right now. I'm busy. YouTube is a nanny, says Zombie Teddy. It really, really is. I still see my old icon. Oh, wow. So it comes up when you switch between top chat and live chat. Yes, it does. Because if I do this, sort, tap to sort. Yeah, if I do tap to sort and I go to top chat, it just gives me the message again. If I tap to sort again and I go to live chat, look, there's the message again. Because we need to be told over and over again that we're watching you. It's Seamus. Hello, Seamus. Oh, look, people are seeing. Half the people are seeing your old icon, Green Thunder. Half the people are seeing your new icon. Isn't that amazing? Gotta love the consistency, YouTube. See, this is why I was really hoping to at least attempt to use DLive, and I'm kind of sad because they haven't answered my tweet or Pincalo's tweet at all. It's kind of annoying. I also love how now you have to opt out of YT censoring your chat and blocking certain messages. You can opt out of that. Whoa, I have the boy. I can use the carpool lane. Nice, Pincalo. Nice. So yeah, that's some news. Give it a couple of days and check all of your protiles. What the fuck, Blind Press? Profiles on your laptops and mobile devices. They will all be different. You need to VC me on DLive and multicasting. Okay. I will attempt to find some time. I still have Logan home. And I think he's finally asleep. He's stopped thumping and bumping and playing his best Liu Kang impression on his crib. It's kind of a good thing we're not having any more kids because I'd kind of be afraid to let another one sleep in that crib after Logan's been through with it. Anyway, so it may not be today, but I definitely do want to talk to you about it, Irate, because yeah, I do want to pick your brain about it. I've changed my banner and my avatar so many times I don't even know or worry about what it looks like, says Chadwick. Okay. Brainstorm, awesome. Brainstorming is always good. All right, so while we wait for Monsieur AP, I am going to look for. I found a couple of interesting stories. And actually, both of them are about blind people this time. So let's go to there. And I think Pincalo sent me one too. In fact, I'm pretty sure he did today. Sorry, I thought I heard something. But I did not. I hate that. All right. Let's see. What did Pincalo send me here? Why was Julian Assange clutching a book by Gore Vidal when he was arrested? Maybe it was his good luck charm. I don't know. Let's find out. No, the jinx is still in effect, is it? Your Chadwick, your swastika is only mildly offensive at this point. It's a snowflake, says Chadwick. Oh my. Okay, let's find out why Julian Assange was death gripping a book by Gore Vidal. The WikiLeaks founder emerged with history of the national security state, in which Vidal asserts the people have no voice because they have no information. Because that's the truth. And if he's going to be arrested, then he may as well send a message.
Hi, are we talking about Assange?
We are. Hey, buddy.
All right, what's going on? How's it going?
It's going well. It's going well. How are you?
Hello, welcome. Well, God, I do a show by myself all the time, so I'm just used to telling people welcome. Well, I should be giving
It's all good. Well, welcome you to the coffee stream.
Thank you very much. It's rare I do a morning stream. I do the late night shows.
Yeah.
So I'm running an hour late all fucking morning, but I dialed that shit back to 15 minutes. Did some extra running around. Went a little faster, dialed it back from an hour late for everything to 15 minutes late for your show. That's how much I respect you, Blind Press. That's how excited I am to be here with you today.
Well, thank you for the effort. I appreciate it.
No problem. Effort's what I'm all about. Try hard is my nickname.
So how you been? How you been, man? You've had an interesting few weeks to a month, haven't you?
It's been a weird couple of months. Heart attack number 1 right after Christmas, and then heart attack number 2 right at the end of February, and heart attack number 3 right at the end of fucking March. There was like a 2-day difference in the second and third one. And then I got all fucked up in the head, and I was like, okay, that's it, man. I got to change everything. So I went to like 3 or 4 different doctors. I went to a lung doctor. I didn't even know. I don't know what the pulmonologist. I went to a fucking expensive fucking bitch who put my head in a plastic box and made me breathe, and then charged me $300 and sent me on my way. I made all this fucking money. People gave me all this pity money in March, and they were like, "Oh, we're sorry you died, AP. Here's all this money." And I had to give it to these fucking doctors who did nothing. So now I just jog around the fucking park and jack off, and I've never felt better. I've never felt better.
Best exercise ever, dude.
That's right. That's why I was able to get back to work on the show last night, was because it was the confidence that I got from jogging and jerking. The double J diet out here on sale in Las Tejas. You'll lose 20 fucking pounds your first week. The jack and jerk diet. I bet you never heard of it. Yeah, irate prostate, pulmonal. I can't. It's just a word I can't say.
I can't say it either, dude.
Yeah, right?
It's all good. It's all good, man. Oh, dude. So, first of all, great show last night. It was a great welcome back show. It was awesome.
I appreciate that. Thank you. I end every show and think that it sucked, and then I have to wait until a bunch of people like boost up my confidence.
Yeah, I'm pretty much the same way. I end every stream. I'm like, well, that was okay, I guess.
Yeah. No, that's good. That means you care about what you're doing. You know, if it's never good enough, then it always gets better.
That's true. That's very true. So, what made you decide to do that kind of format? Is it just fun, the video watching and the reactions and?
You know, it's a weird kind of thing. I have to give a little credit to Tonka, because he's the one who told me to bring the blunt stream back before we knew what kind of person he was.
Yeah, right.
Right after the whole Gulf City fallout thing happened. Yeah. Like, why you already have a show you do, but it started. The blunt stream itself started like 2 years ago as the Drugs and Booze podcast. It was pretty much the same format, but we would watch like 5 videos, and I would just talk. And then the second half of the show, I'd bring on a guest. So it was a late night. I wanted a Johnny Carson style show. I really like old late night shows. Carson, that's the kind of comedy I like. Is
you can tell.
Yeah. The Carsons, the
Leno's, I guess. Not exactly Leno, because Leno's kind of annoying. But
my brain's not working right now, and I'm scared. Rodney the Dangerfield.
Oh yeah.
the Rickles. You know, that's what I like to do. I love to
Yeah.
roast people, but do it with love.
Exactly.
And that's what Rickles did really well. Like Rickles would punch you in the face and you'd laugh and you'd love it. And that's really what I want to be. And the late night format I think is the best for that. Then it turned into the blunt stream. I wanted to do it. I wanted to be able to do it by myself. Like I didn't want to have a co-host or guest or something to lean, because when things go wrong, nobody's there. You're kind of like, fuck. So I was like, I'm gonna do it by my fucking self. And then it's kind of built it from there. And then working with UA and learning more about OBS and how to do animations and shit. Just taking a little bit of here and there. From now, we've got this great show where we kill slaves. People ask me in real life, they're like, what do you do for a living? And I'm like, I kill Nick for money. Fortunately, here in Texas, they just tax that shit and let it go.
That's true. That's true. You get a little bit more of a leeway in Texas. Right.
I tried to cut off the. Did I do a good job on the censor there?
You did.
All right.
Did.
Good. I do not want to get your as many channels banned for you as I have for me.
Yeah, I'm still on the one. Trying to keep it that way.
Good job. Good job. I'll do my best today.
Oh man, so what got you into voice acting? Because you've been a voice actor for a while. Like, you know, that's your thing, right?
Me and Gassy, when we were kids, man, like we made a lot of videos, and God knows those are on a hard drive somewhere. They existed on YouTube back in like 2006 and 7 and 8, but not anymore. And just doing that got it started. Then professionally, I started doing media work for companies, and a lot of those things were like corporate tutorials, commercials. Gasly would pull a commercial shoot and production job, and I would do the voiceover for that because I'm right there in the fucking office. Then we started doing Gulf City, and that was the first time I got paid for it. So I guess professionally was doing voice acting and learning more about that. And that's the first time I actually sat down and read a lot more about how to change your voice and how to change the cadence and the accents you put on. And that kind of brought us to now, where I just don't put any effort into it, and just every character, it's come full circle to where I no longer do anything because every character on my show is me.
Yeah,
I can do voices, but I can't draw for shit. I've got one fucking drawing, and that's Adonis Paul. I'm gonna put a mustache on him. He's Pablo. I'm gonna put a fucking afro on him and make him a fucking slave. But I'm not drawing another one of those. It was a pain in the ass.
That's okay. I can't draw either.
And you probably would give it a better shot than me. Adonis Paul, the character of Adonis Paul is an amalgamation of like two stock art pieces that I put together, and then I redrew it so it has a bald head, so I can put whatever fucking hair on him, or different eyes and shit that I want. But at first, that first one was just straight up like bullshit stock art with 4 mouths. It was fun.
What to do when you kill a coworker with a forklift? Are you confessing something, irate prostate?
Well, irate. I mean, my good friend irate. When you kill a coworker with a forklift, how much did the boss like the coworker? I mean,
yeah, I know, right?
Did you fire him before you actually crushed his skull? Because in stagehand work, we had a policy where if you fall off that fucking rigging, we're gonna fire you while you're falling. The last thing you're gonna hear before you die is "You're fired," because nobody's gonna want to pay your fucking workman's comp. So, one, does that motherfucker is that fucker insured? Is that insured? Two, do they have families? Is it something you could sweep under the rug? Do they have loved ones? Think about how much people enjoy being around this person. Do your research before you kill somebody if it's not an accident. You didn't say accidentally killed a coworker with a forklift. So if this was a premeditated murder, kind of on your own, I expected you to premeditate your way out of it. And if you didn't, that's your fault. You're a dum-dum. You don't know how to plan ahead. But if it was an accident, you probably could get away with involuntary manslaughter in the worst case. Best case scenario, they'll probably just call it a wash, and you may be able to say you suffered mental trauma. Blame the fucking company somehow. That's it. That's it, sir. That's what you need to do. You need to blame the fucking company, irate. You tell them that you couldn't stop because the brakes were not good because the company didn't do their fucking job, and you ran that fucking Mexican right into a fucking wall, and you'll never be able to forgive yourself, and now you need money because money's the only way that your brain will ever heal. Injections of money, ground money, that it heals anything. Trust me. Ask Blind Press.
Irate says he's referring to the OSHA video voiceovers.
Oh, yeah. we do a little bit of that on the Blunt stream as well. Yeah. I do ocean video. I need to get some more ocean videos. That's good stuff.
Yeah, Pinkalo used to work in a warehouse, and he used to watch, like, just for fun, just the dumbest forklift safety, like these dumbass forklift drivers who just don't know what they're doing with their forks, and they knock over half the inventory. Or, like, one of them is, I think it's a beer warehouse in Germany, and there's just
What gets flood? Yeah, so I think I've seen that one.
yeah, it's pretty bad.
We've done some forklift videos on the Blunt stream, but it usually ends up in death.
Yeah. Yeah, Mr. Misanthropic says that's how it was when I worked in landscaping. You were fired as you fell from the tree to your
That's right.
death. Yeah.
That's right. He knows about that policy. You can save the company a lot of money. That's if you insured the whole company fleet with Geico, you wouldn't save as much money as just firing one Mexican as he dies.
Yep.
Racism. First thing in the morning. It smells like napalm. Victory.
That's beer abuse, says Seamus. Yes, it is truly beer abuse. To knock it over with a forklift.
Yeah, we don't abuse alcohol around here.
So you've had to cut all that shit out, haven't you? The alcohol, and how are you doing with that?
No problem with the alcohol. I'd quit drinking back in September, and I wasn't like an alcoholic. I was just an irresponsible drinker at worst. Like, it did something once to my personality that I didn't like, and I lost a friend, and I just decided, man, it's not going to take anything away from my life to not be hammered. And also, I kind of had the same problem that Ralph talked about, where he's like, I was starting to have to drink to go on the air and it truly becomes a better show because you've got more personality and shit. But at the same time, you're still drinking a lot doing that, and you're not making the best fucking decisions. And it was like, fuck it, dude, I'm just gonna quit. So that wasn't a big deal because I'd already stopped drinking in September. And again, not like an alcoholic has to stop drinking, just like I just won't do that.
You're just anymore. Like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah. You know what? To be honest, I haven't done blow in probably a very, very almost a year. And I was, so that's, people want to make that joke like, oh, it's all that cocaine gave you a heart attack. And I'm like, actually, no, it wasn't. The only thing I still do, smoke weed, and that's, if I can't smoke weed, can you really call that living? That's where I drew the line. I was like, I'll quit smoking cigarettes. I'll quit eating fucking food that I like. I'll quit drinking, but you're not going to take away the weed. Yeah,
no,
fuck that.
You cannot have my weed. Fuck
I believe in that. Yeah. How do you think I got out there and did a show last night?
Oh shit, man! I hate to do this, but I have got to jump onto my phone on the Hangout real quick because my little guy is awake and crying. So I need to go grab him and bring him down, because otherwise he's just gonna scream in his little crib.
It's mobile mommy time.
It is mobile mommy time. But first, I'm gonna close this Twitter page so that I can mute my Hangout so that there's not two of me.
That's cool. I'll take it till you get back. Yes, right. Says not the weed and the pussy. Actually, since the beginning of the year, since I've had these, I've been afraid. I was like, I don't want to hurt myself with pussy, man. But then last week, I decided to stop not hurting myself with the pussy. You know what happened? I felt all better, man. I felt so much confidence after that. Not the first time, because it had been, like I said, it had been a couple months since that didn't have a lot of confidence. Kind of, it happens. It happens to us all sometimes, guys. You know what I'm talking about? But the second time, let me tell you, that bitch is still fucking sore. I broke that shit like Humpty Dumpty falling off a wall. I broke that shit like a fucking kid in a museum, just taking Fabergé eggs and throwing them up against the wall, just destroying valuable things. Yes, that's exactly what I did, irate prostate. And I destroyed her valuable vagina. And by God, I felt a lot better between the running and the eating right and the pussy. That's how you cure yourself. That's how you stop being sick, is pussy and weed. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Blind Press is back.
Yes, I am on my phone really quickly, going to rescue the screaming child.
Irate says that's the first thing he asked his cardiologist with the aneurysm. Irate, I didn't ask because my cardiologist says you can do what activity. At first they said you can do what activity you're comfortable with. And I was like, all right, I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable with that. And but I took it through a couple test runs. I rate, with the old right arm, and it seemed like the car was running just fine, man. So I went ahead and put it on the track. Didn't blow the fucking engine out. It was a good fucking run. Let me tell you, it was a good time. It was a good time. But you know what happened is I was running and walking 2 miles a day. I was doing 40 minutes, and the car, they did tell me, they're like, hey man, we only recommend 20 to 30 minutes 3 times a week. Start out with you're kind of going a little hard out there. So, what can you do? How's the baby? Oh, Blind Press she's muted right now. She's doing mobile mommy thing. What?
Being loud, sorry.
I see. I see. Well, that's okay. We can talk to the chat. I need to practice anyway. It helps me recontrol my breath since I don't get as much blood in my lungs as I used to. Hi, damn it, Chadwick. It says, I like the way you think, man. I like the way you fucking look. Me and you need to get together. You got the body. I got the brains. Phantom Madness says, if you died by forklift, which one would you choose? Death by impaled or crushed? That's a tough question. Ooh, it would depend how long it takes me to die if I get crushed. Because being crushed, that could be just kind of like snap of the finger. Let's say you dropped a forklift from a ceiling on me. That's one thing. If you just roll over half my body and it's one of those things where when we move the forklift, you're going to bleed out and die. One of those terrible, fucking terrifying circumstances. Like the mom in what's that fucking movie? Signs Swing Away. That fucking bitch. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You don't want that. Now a stabbing, if it goes directly through the heart at a fast rate, I'm thinking that might. No, I'm gonna go with the crush. I'm gonna go with the crushing. Yeah, crushing on that one. Because stabbing, you're gonna take a minute to bleed out. It's really gonna be fucking painful. It might. I mean, and the fork of a forklift is gonna take out like half your fucking body if it stabs you. It's not just gonna be like a knife. That's from your sternum through the side of your fucking ribs, dude. You're fucked. Irate Prostate says, was it a quarter mile or a NASCAR type thing? It was a quarter mile the first time I fucked because, it's, but then it became a NASCAR type thing the second time. It was an endurance trial. That's right. I went out there with the pace car. I got it started. And then once I knew the race was on, dude, I went out there like cold trickle. You know what I'm saying? Rubbing is racing. Yeah. Piccolo the Driving Ape Man says, I'll take crushed by a 3,000-pound tow motor. No, thank you, sir. That sounds, how do you lift that?
That sounds terrible, honey.
Yeah,
that you say that.
That would hurt Piccolo. Piccolo also says, I took the 4-year-old with me thinking she would have the 2-year-old passed out. Sorry about that, AP. No, it's okay.
He's fighting he's got a fever, so I gave him some Tylenol. And he's fighting it.
A little that Motrin, yeah.
Yeah.
The baby Tylenol.
Yeah, he's fighting it. I don't know why. He doesn't usually do. It's his brother that does that.
It's because you're trying to do something right now. That's how kids work.
Yeah.
I've got one. You've got all the sympathy in the world for me. I'm a parent. I'm one of those patient people with parents and kids, dude. It's these single motherfuckers in the chat you got to worry about.
No, my chat is great. My chat is freaking amazing. With my kids,
you're coming in and out on your phone a little bit. I don't know if the audience is hearing you, but
oh shit.
No, it's sorry. Okay.
Most of my chat is parents or people who have looked after children.
Oh, okay. Well, good. And it is a wonderful chat. I can see we've got Siemens out there. We've got Phantom out there. Mr. Misanthropics joining us. Irate Prostate. Pinklow, of course, is out here to make sure that I say nothing but appropriate things while I'm on the channel because he will fucking beat my ass. I don't fuck with people named Ape Man. If there's one rule there's 2 rules I live by. 1, no threesomes with blood relatives. And 2, don't fuck with people named fucking Ape Man.
No threesomes with blood relatives is a very good rule.
Not after the 3rd time. You fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times, I was drunk. But fool me 4 times and you're degenerate. No more. Not after the 3rd time. I won't do it.
Well, I'm gonna have to bring my laptop upstairs. So my mic quality is about to drop. However, it's going to improve from the Bluetooth. So that's at least come on. Jesus. Sorry, guys.
I like it. It sounds like a sci-fi experience in your house.
Sorry. My headphones got stuck on the chair. This is my stream lore. I cannot have a stream without technical difficulties. This is just how it goes here on the coffee stream.
Yeah, you should invite Poisoning the Well on. They'll feel right at home. I'm just fucking with you, Fane, because you always want to go on Twitter and call everyone a pussy and shit. Fane acts like a conservative that became a liberal and has that same zeal a conservative has. It's like, fuck you, I want to tell it. But he's just says the most liberal shit. And I love him for it. It's very rare I can find a liberal and I'm still like, I love you, dude.
It's true. It's so true. He is yeah. Gotta love Fane for that.
And we always, because Fane is so out there, sometimes we overshadow how cool Fat Pat is. But yeah, Fat Pat, if you're listening,
pretty awesome.
Don't let me forget you. Ghost Dog in the chat, good to see you. You have a wrench in my chat now, sir. I might have to take unwrench and re-wrench. I might have to rethink how I'm handling this wrench situation in the chat. Psycho kind of ruined that for people last night. I got yeah, we just instead of just timing Andy out, he banned Andy Worski from my chat. I'm like, I wanted Andy to fucking watch this show. He'd never seen it.
Why would you
him and Failure and Alex were sitting down there in a house like, oh, you've got to see fucking AP's show. And then he's in the chat like, wow, this is pretty fucking banned. And I'm like, dude.
Ban Andy.
He sent me a DM. He's sitting here like, hey, man, I can't fuck with your chat, man. They fucking banned me. And I'm like, it's like after the show now because I can't read DMs during the show. I have too many hotkeys and shit set up. For sure. I cannot type. I tried it last night when I was pulling up Sinead O'Connor and we started switching scenes and shit. I was like, see, guys?
I was listening to that and I'm like, what the fuck happened to the stream? And then Pincalo came upstairs and he's like, what the fuck happened to the stream?
I'll tell you what happened. I hit the letter E. The letter E. I have what's called a Razer Tartarus. It's like a little, instead of using a keyboard, it's like a keypad I can put one hand on.
Yeah.
And that's how I control OBS.
Right.
But it has the same keys as the keyboard. So it's like, it's like a WASD keyboard, WASDE, and that's what I use to control the OBS. So I don't have to sit here and click on a bunch of shit. Well, if I hit the letter E, it mutes the audio. So like, let's say I want to go to commercial. I can't have desktop audio on, and you'll get the edit. You'll get the echo. So I hit E, go to commercial. Well, when I was typing in Sinead O'Connor, nothing compares to you. Of course, I hit the letter E. So I'm sitting here and I'm looking at the lyrics on one screen and the OBS is on a screen. Like I'd have to turn my head 180 degrees to see. So I'm sitting here singing Nothing Compares to You. And then I turn back to OBS, like looking for applause and just cricket, because everyone's like muted faggot. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
It was hard to watch on replay. Yeah. And the problem is because I grew up with guys that became production engineers. Like Gasly became a TD and an LD. I became a video engineer for a good chunk of my fucking career. And so like we take that shit maybe overly seriously for the internet. Like if we were still tight friends, I would have got a phone call the next day and been like, so you forgot how audio works, you faggot? You ever want a fucking job again? But now I just do this.
Faithless's Fat Pat's probably the reason Fane hasn't gone full libtard. Or full insufferable libtard.
Having a fucking comedian as a best friend to bust your balls, a little kind of a right-leaning comedian as your best friend. Now, Pat ain't right-wing off the fucking edge. He's not like my show, but he's a little more down to earth, maybe. He's got a family to think about. He wants responsible government, and Fane doesn't have a family. He's like, fuck it, put AOC in. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck you. It'll piss you off as much as Trump pissed me off. And that's what we have to worry about with AOC is I don't think Democrats they know that the establishment's going to call the shots. So I don't think Democrats are worried about who the figurehead is. They're going to, just like we did with Trump, they're going to put in somebody they can piss us off with in 2024. I am not looking forward to it.
Yeah, 2024 is going to be bad because we all know Trump's going to win again.
2020 is locked unless something really extreme happens. But
yeah,
2024?
Unless it comes out that he's got like literal bodies in his house somewhere in his freezer, like he's gonna win.
Well, I don't put that past any billionaire, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's
fucking
true.
Surviving the game shit going on at Trump Tower.
But
so everyone gets a machine gun. We're playing Die Hard.
Yes, exactly. This is how we celebrate birthdays. We play Die Hard.
It's your birthday. You get to be John McClane.
Yeah.
I don't. That's not a very good reward. John McClane got fucked. Like he was he was not a happy guy in that movie, walking on glass.
No.
Well,
he was
anyway.
not. 2024, I may have to go expat for a few years, says Mr. Misanthropic. Yeah, I don't like it's, and it's getting like with this Assange stuff, it's the amount of lay people that I see that are like, well, good, he was bad.
Yeah, and we're like,
Like,
he was a publisher, more or
okay.
less.
Like, and then when you say no, Snowden and Manning were bad, you get, oh, you're just a conspiratard, and it's like,
yeah, it's funny how they want to protect the tranny, but the person who published the tranny's information must die.
yeah,
And keep and mind this, there is a coordinated effort right now. This is happening in the higher CEO levels, these companies right now. Because they're all based in Silicon Valley, they're all based in LA, so they're in that little culture.
yeah,
Now, do you notice how hard YouTube's starting on censorship? And
yeah.
then
I got a message yesterday saying, "Be careful," because I had Assange arrested in my title,
yep.
and
See?
somebody warned me, just be warned, they might fuck with your. It's still up, thankfully. Like it hasn't been touched.
So they're already trying to control the flow of information from the top down. On top of that, they're trying to put the guy responsible for fucking WikiLeaks down at the same fucking time. And then Europe passed what was it? Article 13? Article 13. Yeah, whatever they call that thing over there, where I know the details but can't think of the name. It's too early. But I mean, this is a whole lot of shutting down the flow of information and replacing it with fake news. And yeah, that doesn't sit very well with me. It's worrisome, especially in the business that we're in.
Yeah.
Where they want the alternative media gone, and whether we like to admit it or not, we're part of that. We're small little wires in it. We're not even a cog, because cog has many more viewers than me. But like, you know what I'm saying. And they want to shut the fuck down. What they want on YouTube, they want YouTube to be like Netflix. Netflix is profitable. Yeah. And so they'd like to turn YouTube into Netflix, but they don't know how to do it without causing a giant uprising around the country. Like people like their YouTube. They like vloggers. They like watching people like yourself and myself.
Yeah.
And the problem is you've got this thing where the people want one thing and the corporate overlords want another. And normally the people can control the overlords with money, but this is a free product with advertisers. So we're just our hands are fucking tied. Only the other corporate overlords matter. You are not the customer for Google Blind Press. You are the product they sell to their customer, which is advertisers.
Yep. And what's fucked up is the month after I started this channel, it was you need 1,000 subs and 4,000 viewing hours in a year to get monetized. And I'm like, fuck off.
Yeah, they did. I've only got one. I have no idea why the Adonis Paul channel got monetized. They obviously didn't look at it. The Bloodstream channel has been rejected 3 times in a row now. But the Adonis Paul, and yeah, it's getting harder and harder. I'm glad I have that one monetized channel. It's getting harder and fucking harder to do it these days. You got the wrong opinion. You don't deserve to live. Did I lose Blind Press?
No, sorry. I'm trying to read chat and I'm trying to. This is my problem because I've got the way I do things is I have a screen reader on my phone and I have a screen reader on my computer. So I have chat up on my phone so that I don't miss what's going on. So, and when I have a guest, I've got to pay attention to what my guest is saying, and I also have to see what chat is saying in case they're asking what's going on. But sorry, I do apologize. What did you say?
No, don't apologize.
I'm so sorry.
Watching a kid. Irate said, AP, you've been fucked so hard you are really at 50K subs. That's actually kind of accurate with all the channels. If you add up the channels I've lost, yeah, it's probably up to 50 or 60 at this point. I don't gain subs because I don't make videos anymore, man. Like remember when I was doing K&N back in the day and I got 8,000 in a month. Easy. And nobody had even heard of me. Because when you do videos, the algorithm treats it a little bit differently. And also streams are longer. They're at least an hour long.
Yeah.
So people want to watch, they want to watch bite-sized shit on YouTube. They don't usually want to sit down unless they're playing video games or something or driving. Then people will put on a stream. But I'm happy with the people I've found and the people that keep finding the Bloodstream. And we have a good time, man. We do our fucking thing. Don't have to worry about. We're just completely disconnected from all the internet bullshit, the drama and the reminiscence of the last the last refugees from blood sports, the blood sports era. Oh, I'm so glad that's over. Like as soon as
getting so annoying. Like it was just yelling.
Yeah, it was getting just gay as fuck. Like we used to back when back when like let's say when the Kumite had like 30 people watching and it was like me and King Carl. Me and Carl didn't hate one another.
No.
We were roasting one another for fucking fun. We were seeing who could fucking be funnier. It was a contest on who could make the crowd laugh more. And then it became this thing where you're racing for pink slips, where you got to put your integrity on the line and lose your fucking. If you lose, your channel gets destroyed. And it's like what?
No,
what's this gay shit? Like that's it just the egos because people got like nobodies got real big real fast.
Yeah.
And
for no reason.
Yeah, and you can't do that to an indie wrestler because the ego that grows out of that just gets out of fucking control, man. You got somebody who really wants attention his whole life. That's why you become an indie wrestler. That's not an insult. That's why you go into the indies. You want the applause, the attention, and that's I do too. That's why I went into comedy.
Exactly.
But like, so I understand this is a sympathetic statement, but you can't get too big. Fuck, that ego got out of fucking control. The lies and the gay ops that went behind it. We could never lose. So we it was almost like if this was a fighting league that was going on, all the matches were getting rigged behind the scenes. People were getting their knees broken behind the scenes and then thrown in the fucking ring and shit. Oh, what are you doing? Like it got really bad. And when a couple days before the fight got canceled, when I had that talk with Tonka, and it was like, I just was like, something's wrong here. Because in DMs, he was being real tough. He was being like, you're a fucking coward for not going against Andy and all this shit. But then when it got down to Failure pulled him in, I'm like, pull this motherfucker into this Discord. See what his fucking problem is. I still don't know what his problem is. He gets in there. It's all about protecting me because I have a heart condition. You can't have.
I don't want you to get too stressed, AP.
Yeah, and I'm like, nigga, you was just calling me a coward in the DMs. You want, but he knew that wouldn't fucking fly. So he started. I'm like, what are you protecting me from, Tonka? If you're protecting me, what's about to happen? What's about to happen? Because you're talking like a guy who's about to kill himself and he's pushing people away from him. I've seen this behavior before. I had a friend do that, and that's exactly what the fuck's about. And he wouldn't admit it. And I got so frustrated. Somebody lying to my fucking face. It was like he started being like, "What are you gonna do if they start saying you were cucked by a juggalo?" And I'm like, "It's not true. I don't care." He's like, "What about if they call you a pedophile?" And I'm like, "It's not true. I don't care. This is shit you're just pulling out of the sky." So what did he do on his show last week? Oh, AP was cooked by a juggalo. And I'm like, Tonka, weren't you the guy telling me to watch out for those fucking lies? And now you're propagating them because you're mad that nobody cares about you anymore. And I'm like, just enjoy the fact that nobody cares about you anymore. Remember how bad it was when people did?
Yeah. Weren't you bitching about that? I don't want all these subs. I don't want all this attention.
Yeah. And then the fact, like, the only way he can get more than 100 people watching is if he throws a big YouTuber's name in the title. So, I mean, I guys have a great life. You know what I mean? Just let me give you the advice I got when me and Gasly thing went down. I've tried to live by it, except for when Tonka's instigated shit with me. I've tried to live by it otherwise, but you don't have to destroy to build. There's plenty of land out here. Yeah. Right. Just build your fucking thing. Tonka, my best advice to you is concentrate on your show, build your thing. You do not have to get revenge or take down other fucking YouTubers. And I mean, it's just, it's played out. The gimmick is played. You're stuck in the Attitude Era, and John Cena has been going for like 5 years now. Like, it's just, you don't want to be there. Don't be. Actually, that's a bad example because that would be cool. So that's a bad example. But you get what I'm saying, man. Just move forward with the gimmick. You're doing the wrestling thing. You're back in the fucking indies. You're focusing on it being a wrestling style show.
Do that.
Stick with that, man.
Yeah.
But the Kumite thing, the going after other hosts thing, doesn't even register, man. I mean, people are tired of it.
Oh dear, Logan is into the DVDs.
Oh, somebody wants to watch Frozen.
Give me 2 seconds, my friend.
You got it. Well, I've got 2 seconds to talk to the chat. I see Uzi Q's out there. Good to see you, Uzi Q, the sweetest woman in the world. And her husband, Irate Prostate's still out there saying that he's not internet people. That Tonka is not internet people. he should work on being less internet people, because the amount of salt and stuff just. I don't even like talking about him anymore, to be honest. I put 3 minutes into him just now, and that's 3 minutes more than I need to spend talking shit about Tonka. Like, something about having a heart attack and dying and shit. I'm just like, I don't want trouble. I don't want fucking enemies. Life's too short. It can end like that. And when you're 38 and realize that, it'll cause you some fucking mental problems. Let me tell you that, man. Especially when that really is the situation, is you can just drop dead. Like, it'll fuck your head up a little bit. But we're getting back from that, and it also shows you that it's not why have enemies, man? Have a good time with it. Life's too short for bullshit. Mr. Misanthropic says, I feel like Tonka's only hope is to disappear and start again as somebody else. Nah, he could really, if he just does a show and does his own thing and does a good show, like okay, I hate to use myself as an example because it sounds really arrogant, but the Blunt Stream. I do my own thing. I don't involve anybody fucking else. I don't go after other fucking shows and other YouTubers. It's all about having a good fucking time and entertaining the fucking crowd.
Yeah.
If he does that, he can come back.
Yeah.
That's his path to redemption. But this whole, like, it's just so spiteful. It's just so spiteful. If anyone says I gotta go after I'll fight the world. No, you can't fight the world because you're not that tough. Nobody's tough enough to fight the world. Nobody's tough enough to fight the internet. The internet is legion. It's like Alucard. There's no way. Like, you're not going to get it down to where the whole internet's gone and it's just one guy you can attack. Like,
no.
The internet is Alucard. It's billions of souls into one. Just don't piss it off. Don't be a vampire. You know, like,
exactly.
If you let that vampire bite you, then Alucard's going to fuck you up. Don't do it. Don't do it. But yeah, it's been an interesting couple months. And I wish Tonka and Vamp the best. I really do. Like, we've had our times to fight it out. I wish them the best. Nothing I've said in the last 4 minutes is with malice. It's genuine advice. Like, I wouldn't do that if I were you. You know?
Yeah. So
I'm gonna attack Keemstar. Okay,
yeah, that's stupid.
I understand you want your name in lights again, man, but I'm not sure these are the lights you want them in, dude. I mean, there is a difference between good and bad attention. Remember that shit we learned as little kids, bro. Like,
exactly. You don't want the bad attention. So shit, I had a question and it ran away. I hate when that happens.
Happens to me all the time.
So the doctors, they're cool. Like, they don't bitch at you for weed, because even up here in Canada, before it got legalized, my doctors, like, I tried for years for medical pot, and they were like, no.
They don't give me medical stuff, but I was told when I went in for the first heart attack, I was real honest about what I was doing.
Yeah.
You know, when it came on, and they're like, no, I don't think marijuana would give you that result. So, like, in fact, it probably helped you stay calm, which could have helped save your life. So I was like, cool. Yeah. I took that as a license to just smoke as much fucking pot as I want.
Generally, yeah, that's
how I interpreted it.
That's yeah. It's I don't understand.
My cardiologist is pretty cool. She doesn't tell me I should smoke weed. She tells me I shouldn't smoke cigarettes. So that's how they phrase that to me. My cardiologist actually looks like the chick from Days of Thunder. That's pretty cool.
That is cool.
Yeah, I've wanted to quote that fucking movie to her for months. I'd grab by the hand, put it on my crotch, and be like, isn't this what you're looking for?
Oh, gosh. How to get me too'd in 5 seconds.
Fuck, yeah, just Weinsteiner.
Oh,
High prostate is indica and hybrids. I have a weird response to indica, man. Like, I like to feel heavy and sleepy and dizzy. So
I've started taking these oil capsules, so I don't have to smoke as much, like, during the day.
Yeah,
because when you're looking after kids, you can't be doing that.
Yeah, obviously.
So, but they really, I find that they, because I have a really bad back, and really, it really helps with the pain. Makes it so I can actually chase after the kids for a little bit.
Get up and do stuff, be a parent, live a little life. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
not have the quality of life of a fucking cancer patient just because you got a bad back. Yeah, I got you.
But pot's bad.
Yeah, that's you know what I hate to there are a couple places I break from other conservatives. Just little opinions. Like I said, like most people don't agree with everything the Republican Party. Even if they're a Republican, there's still some things they're like, I'm kind of benevolent on that issue. Or whatever. Pot and state school is where I break with the Republican Party, and I'm like, I'll vote for you because by God, I would rather live without pot and state school before letting some fucking Democrats run shit. Fine, I'll go to jail for smoking weed. Do what you gotta do. But yeah, I just the pot thing that's dumb, and that's on my party that does that. And I'm sorry. We're getting there. We really are.
Well, it's well, the way they did it up here in Canada is kind of stupid though, because they've kept it a province by province thing. So it's federally legal, but they've left it up to each province to decide the way that they're going to allow it to be sold. So basically, here's the stupidest law. Okay, so in Quebec, the province right next to me, you can the Frenchy place. You can sell marijuana, but woe betide you if you sell anything that advertises marijuana. So like no posters, no shirts, no hats, like nothing with pot leaves on it.
So you can have weed, but you can't glorify it.
Yeah.
You can't market it. So basically they're just like, yeah, that's just making drug dealers legal.
Yeah.
That's just making your average pot dealer legal that you got to call up and be like, hey man, you got some?
Yeah.
Like that's the type, like, yeah, okay. I guess, if you don't want to put the pot dealers out of business, that's fine. I'm thinking about opening a liquor store myself.
That would be cool.
I think that's going to be the business goal in the next year is to open up a liquor store. I know there's a location back when I was drinking where I was like, I was
call
mad
it
as
the Las Tejas liquor store.
I should call it the Las Tejas liquor. Wow, that's a good idea. She did the fucking CEO thing after a good idea. On the desk. Did you give me the finger gun? Gotcha. Yeah. That's what I do. Good ideas. Little kiss again. Good ideas.
I have some good ideas, not all the time. Sometimes I have horrible ideas. But
you got a fucking good one just now. I like that Las Tejas liquor, but yeah, I think they might think it's a Mexican joint, but Mexicans buy a lot of beer. So advertising to them, I mean, all Mexicans want beer, so advertising to them in their own language might be all right. Yeah, all right, yeah. It's right next to a Pizza Hut, and next to that is a big ass fucking gas station. So I'm like, this is the perfect place for a liquor store, and there's not another liquor store within 12 miles. I know because I live close to this joint, and I used to have to drive 12 miles to a fucking liquor store every couple of days.
That's annoying.
Yeah, I live in the country. It's you get used to going out and buying supplies for a week as opposed to like going to the store every day and getting dinner, shit like that, going to fast food. Back when I was working a regular job and I was driving to an office every day, I would eat a lot more fast food and go out because I was coming from Houston to where I live. It's like 2 hours away. But yeah, now that I just work from home, I'll buy supplies like a fucking refugee, like Heisenberg hiding up in the fucking snowy north and shit. Like, see you next month, assholes, and close the door. But that actually gave me a heart condition, just sitting in one. I really believe that sitting in one place, doing nothing, not taking care of myself, no movement. I mean, your blood's like running through pipes and it wasn't pumping. I wasn't making it pump. So of course it was getting clogged up and shit and just smoking cigarettes. And I would do things like I would eat 2 easy cheese sandwiches, like that cheese from a can you can buy from a dollar store. I would make just that on bread, 2 pieces of bread and eat that shit. I like it. And still, like, I just did not, I believe because I was thin and in relatively good shape. And I didn't believe that I could, I'm just like, I just can't get fucked up. I'm doing great. And like, nothing fucks me up. And then 37 years old, something fucked me up.
That's health is your body. Like your body is just a weird thing. It can really fool you. Like,
yeah, I had teenage immortality syndrome until I was 37. where I thought death didn't even come into play. And then, you turn it, just something happens, man. Either you're going to get shot, you're going to go to war and see it right in the face. You're going to get sick, or, and then you're going to see it hit you in the fucking face. But at one point, death's going to come for you. And if you dodge it, man, you better fucking do what you can not to have to face that bad motherfucker again.
Yeah, and that had to be like, not to get too dark or anything, but that had to be like rough for your little girl, right? Because she's
let's get dark. Let's go to the abyss. Let's do it.
How old is she? She's what, 10?
10.
Yeah.
Sweetest little girl in the world. Came up there, and I'm surprised her mom, that's what scared me, that something was really wrong, is every time her mom prod her. And I'm like, why is my ex-wife so eager to bring she's coming to see me die. That makes perfect sense. Yeah, that is the only time my ex-wife has ever showed up for shit. To her credit, she's doing it because it's the right thing to do, to bring my daughter. But I was laughing at the time. I'm like, that bitch sure is eager to see me die. I can't get her to. I gotta drive to go pick up that kid every day of her fucking every visit of her life, because my ex-wife was like, no, you come up and pick her up. I'm busy, this and that. But like when I'm dying, that bitch is there in an hour. You're like, she drove 80 miles an hour the whole way.
Fucking wow.
I made that joke in the hospital when she couldn't do anything about it. I was like, you're just coming to see me die. So yeah, that also motivates me to stay alive. But my kid, she didn't take it super duper hard. She seems to be it's a little harder to get a hold of her these days. Like I've texted her the last 2 days, like, hey sweetheart. I text her every day. I'm like, hey sweetheart, I love you. Hey princess, I love you. Just telling you I'm proud of you. If I don't talk to her, I'll text her.
Yeah.
And she didn't answer the last two, and so I'm thinking maybe like she's might be getting a little fucked up about it. That's how it's been since the heart attacks. Like she's pulling away, like a little scared, maybe.
Yeah.
But that's normal. We still have the type of relationship where I notice she's not talking to me as much. She's pulling away, but she's also 10. She's hanging out with her friends and shit. So it could go one way or another, but she was a little trooper. She didn't let me see her be too worried about it. And when she came, I was already like, I'd had a nap after the cath labs and all that shit. So I was ready I was bright-eyed, bushy-tailed.
That's good.
Yeah. I didn't want to, I'm not going to scare the kid, like I put on a shirt, you know what I mean? Just keep all the wires under the fucking shirt so she doesn't get to see the wires and tubes and shit. The oxygen mask freaked her out.
Yeah. I would imagine so.
Yeah, she's just like, because then you use tubes in each arm, and then all these wires coming out all my shit, and then I'm wearing oxygen and shit, and I look like I've been shocked with 200 joules recently. That the second time I think probably scared her. Yeah, because I had to tell that story of what happened the night before to her mom, and I think my mom showed up at the same time, so I had to tell that whole fucking story. That was the worst night of my life, man. Nothing comes close. Even that time I got tricked into fucking that black tranny doesn't even come close to the night I had the fucking heart attack.
No, that's a segue.
Right. I just chose AIDS over a heart attack. That's right. Heart attacks can go two ways. I'm telling you, and I've had 3. Listen, I know what I'm talking about. They can go 2 fucking ways. You can either have at least with the artery of mine that I have artery disease in. It can be. It's either a burning sensation that just crosses over your chest, and it really isn't that painful and that scary. It's scary because you know what's going on, but the pain doesn't bring on like a panic. You can breathe and all that shit. You just need to get to the hospital and let them find out what's wrong with you. And then there was this second one that happened when I was on the air roasting Tonka, and
that sounded different that night.
Yeah, I was fighting through that. I went into that in cardiac arrest. I pressed the button for that show in cardiac arrest because I didn't know what was going on. I thought I was just excited. I thought I was just nervous and excited because I was going to roast somebody. And my I calmed down talking about it.
Yeah, right, dude.
There is nothing pleasant about your heart going 240 beats a minute.
Yeah.
Nothing pleasant about it. You're dying. Your body's dying. You can't breathe at the same time, and all you need is oxygen. Your whole body's screaming for it. It's ooh. I got a little trauma from it. I got a little
doubt, dude.
Got a little bit of lasting trauma from that shit. But my doctor says, she's like, hey man, I can tell you this. You're taking your medicine on time. You're doing everything you're supposed to fucking do. You're exercising. That didn't happen because of stress and anxiety. That happened because you had an acute thrombosis. And it just happened to fucking, it probably, how many cigarettes did you smoke because you were stressed out? And I was like, oh, about a pack. She's like, yeah. So then you smoked a fucking half pack of cigarettes and clenched your fucking artery up on top of that. Yeah, I'm not surprised because I was pacing and shit before that. My heart was going. Oh, it was a bad night. And once I got to the hospital, they did everything they could to let me know that I was in deadly trouble. They didn't try to calm me down a bit.
No. They were just like, okay, let's go.
I'm like, can I have something? If you just give me something for the anxiety, I'll fucking, my heart rate will go down, because I'm over here like thinking I'm just panic attacked because of all that's going on. And this nurse looks me right in the eye and she's like, you can't do this with your mind. This is not your mind doing this. You have right now you are in what's called a fatal arrhythmia. And I was like, oh no. And they're like, we're and they start charging the machine, explaining they're gonna have to shock me. And I'm like, while I'm awake, and they're like, we can't, your blood pressure is too low, we can't sedate you.
Yeah.
And but to tell you the truth, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
It's the most intense, terrible thing you'll feel for 1 second. And it's not like any other kind of pain, because pain lingers and shit after. Like if I punch somebody, it hurts and then it lingers.
Yeah.
And the defibrillator doesn't linger. It's the worst pain you'll ever gone. That quick.
But it doesn't linger?
Nope, not at all.
Oh, wow.
And right after it's gone, your heart rate it went down to 120, 90. I was about back up to like 90 in the 90s beats, and everyone, they clapped. They thought I was going to die. And I did 20 minutes later in the cath lab. But hey, I held it together for the ER staff because they were so nice to me. Went to the cath lab and they sedate me finally. They give me some Versed and doesn't fully sedate you. It's like that twilight sedation.
Yeah.
And I don't remember falling asleep. I don't remember dying. I thought I was dreaming or something. There was something going on in my brain. Because when they hit me with 200 joules, I woke up and I was like, did you just shock me? And they're like, yeah, you were you went unresponsive. Calm down. Calm down. They didn't say died. They just said unresponsive.
Yeah. I was waiting for you to say, did you just shock me again?
That's exactly what I said. And then the nurse probably thought I was mad at her because I kept staring at her after that. And I was like, I'm not mad at you. I'm just showing you I'm awake. Yeah. I don't want you to think that I've fallen asleep. I didn't. Again, I thought I just nodded off.
Please don't shock me again.
Yeah. And then I get back to my room and they start explaining to me what fucking happened. And they're like, oh, no, you were dead. You were dead for a few. It's like, if you're going to die, though, of your heart stopping, best place to go. Best place to go. Because you got I had a cardiologist and 4 nurses right there. Like, there was no better fucking team. No better place to fucking have your heart stop.
No, exactly.
So, yeah. Whew. Well, that's tough to talk about. Yeah.
Hey, Blackout's in chat. Blackout's never been in chat before. Hello, Blackout.
Yeah, I've never had anything tough to talk about where it like brings me back to that place and my heart starts
pounding.
Well,
I'm sorry, dude.
Like, no. I need to get over this shit. I really do. Like I'm too young to be having fucking mental problems over fucking hell. But I've heard a lot of stories. I've talked to people who've been through what I've been through, and it's very common. They're like, no, man. I talked to one person who was afraid to go up their front steps because that's where they had a heart attack. They're afraid to go up their steps.
Well, that makes sense, though, man. Like, if you're doing something like, and you get, especially if it's the second or third one, you're just like, fuck.
That's what does it, is the chronic part of it, where it's like, this could happen at any time, and I don't want to bring it on, so I don't want to get stressed out, I don't want to get scared, I don't want to get upset, I don't want to but then at the same time, what I try to think about is, I grew up on shows like MASH.
Mm-hmm.
And there were so many episodes that were about soldiers not wanting to go back up to the line when they were in the hospital. And what did Sidney Freeman always say? It's better if we can get them back up to their unit and back up to the front as quickly as possible. Mm-hmm. That's how the healing happens. So I think about that a lot. I think about even though, because I can't afford a real psychiatrist anymore. So I just watch MASH and the Sidney Freeman episodes. That gets me through.
Because Sidney Freeman, if I could, if he was a real psychiatrist, I would break my bank to go to him. Holy fuck.
He's a Jew, but he's good people.
Yeah.
I was joking. I'm kidding.
Nice.
Yeah, irate process says that shit imprints deep, man. Yeah, and that's irate. That's exactly what it is. At one point, you have to say, "Fuck it. If I die, I die. I'm not gonna live afraid like this all the time of my own fucking heart." I have to say that every fucking time I go to work out, man. Every time I go to jog, every time I go to the park and fucking do pull-ups and running and shit, I tell myself, yeah, if I die, I'm just gonna have to fucking bite the bullet and take my fourth chance, because if I can't walk and jog a mile, then I need to be in the fucking hospital all the time. If talking on a microphone for an hour is enough to put me into a fucking arrhythmia, I need to be in the hospital all the fucking time. I'm dying. So if I die, I die. It really doesn't change your odds. I mean, to be honest with you, it didn't change. Are you getting in a car? All right, your odds are much higher of dying, or about the same as you just having a fucking heart attack. You know, so
that's kind of the talk I had to have with myself after I got hit by a car. I was walking to my exams, freaking 7 years ago now, 2012. And I was crossing the street, and it was my turn, like it was my right of way, green light for me. And there was a car stopped at red light, and some dumbass came barreling down the hill.
Holy shit!
At 60 kilometers. So
when you said hit by a car, I thought you were in another car.
No, well that happened this year. No, but I didn't get hit by a car this year. My grandma
pegged you as a pedestrian.
Yeah, I was. So the car that was stopped got hit by this car that was coming down the hill at, let's see, 60 kilometers is about 40 miles an hour. So they hit this stopped car so hard that the stopped car hit me. And I got thrown almost into oncoming traffic.
Holy shit.
But I think I scared the crap out of both of the drivers, because this blind chick just hops up and, without missing a beat, jumps onto the island in the middle of the road, like as if she could see it.
just became the fucking blind sword, became the blind nigga samurai.
Yeah, pretty much. Just like, get the fuck out of the street. You know, like, just because I knew and it was like, don't let your head hit the fucking pavement. If you let your head hit the pavement, you're dead. That's what the last thing that came into my head before I fell was, if your head hits that pavement, you're dead.
Right. Fight gravity with your neck.
Yeah.
That must have been, I'm trying to imagine having that happen, not being able to use one of my senses in those few moments. And yeah, I guess just.
And then I locked myself in my apartment for a year, almost 2 years. 'Cause I was like, I had never actually realized how much a blind person or any pedestrian has to rely on people following the rules of the road and paying attention.
I hope you sued that fucker.
No, I fucking didn't, because I'm a moron.
You know what? I've been in a few shoulda sued situations too. I understand.
Yeah.
I understand. I should sue that second, not my cardiologist, but that second fuck.
The one who put the stent in the wrong size.
That caused the third fucking heart attack. Because just all the fucking trauma and the $113,000 hospital bill and all that.
Oh my God.
But in my state, you could, and this is what I found out since then, because I tried. I went to a few lawyers. In my state, they passed some legislation where you could go to a hospital requesting a circumcision and have a doctor take your eye out.
What?
Instead, and you still can't sue them for malpractice.
That is insane.
Yeah, it's the Texas laws on when you can sue for malpractice. You'll be lucky if you can find a lawyer who'll take a malpractice case. I went through 10 calls, 10 consults, and they all were like, it's very hard to sue for malpractice in Texas. And I was like, well, fuck.
My grandmother had a similar instance where she had been told that she was dying. And basically then there were more tests done, and it was a misdiagnosis. And she said to the doctor, you told me I was dying. You told me to get my shit in order. And he goes, I never said that. Why would you say that?
Oh, the bastard. Yes, you fucking did. Yes, you fucking did, you prick.
Yeah.
And then Cotton Hill walked back in there and kicked that doctor square in the shins. Pow! He'll never walk again. Yeah. Yeah. That's the guy. Yeah. terrible to talk about this shit, man.
Well, dying sucks. Let's talk about living.
Yeah, dying is not. Death wasn't bad. Once you're there, you're okay. But the door to get there, ooh, that's a tough squeeze.
And then being dragged back out the tight squeeze. That's
I'm just like yank you back through like poltergeist and shit. Like, come back, Caroline. Oh fuck, what happened? You were unresponsive. And I'm like, they did lie to me. I fell asleep. Now they're all like, no, you died. We just didn't want you to freak out on the table because your heart would go faster, and we had a wire in there, you know. So we just kind of like, okay. Can I have some Ativan? Sure. All right, there you go.
Oh, Ativan. Gotta love it.
Oh, yeah. When I'm my cardiologist always prescribes me a nice dose of Ativan in the hospital. I just sitting in a fucking hospital bed and not smoke. I just quitting smoking and all that shit happening. Like the first time I didn't need it, but the second and third times I was like, I need something for this, or I'm gonna start fucking throwing phones and fucking remote controls and shit, dude. I'm getting tired of this shit. I feel fine.
I could not do, like, honestly, if I hadn't kept smoking weed when I quit cigarettes, I would have either failed quitting cigarettes or been arrested for some sort of assault.
Yeah, like, you know what helps quitting smoking? What really does help? Zoloft.
See, I am terrified of Zoloft because they put me on it when I was 13 years old, and it turned me into a crazy person. People thought I was on coke. It was kind of scary.
How long did you stay on it?
I was on it for 2 years.
Oh, okay. Because I had those. You have a lot of side effects when you start taking it. That's one of the reasons I took the week off. Is my personality. I was just like a zombie. But you have like adrenal response from it, and it does like it worsened the panic before it got better. But yeah, now here a week and a half into it, like I'm feeling a lot better about it. But yeah, it does. The side effect of Zoloft is it helps you quit smoking really easy.
Yeah, my mother, when I started smoking at 16, my mother threatened to put me back on Zoloft. And the reason I went off Zoloft was because it made me suicidal.
Be quieter, you get the needle. Like
it made me suicidal. And I'm like, so you would rather risk your daughter be suicidal just to get her off of cigarettes? Are you that's your option?
Yeah, I mean, that's also, being suicidal is also it's also a symptom of quitting smoking. So I mean, you're gonna get it one way or another.
Yeah, I'm like that's not a good idea. You could probably pick a different method there. So I rate Wellbutrin. Wellbutrin didn't help me quit either. I was on Wellbutrin when I was smoking.
I didn't, people in chat, damn it, Chadwick saying Zoloft sucks. After I still get some of the electric shock feelings and shit because it takes about 30 days. But after the first week, when the panic and all that, the feelings in my chest and shit went away,
yeah,
I'm not hating it. And the sheer like obsession and panic is better.
Good.
Like the constantly monitoring my heart rate, which was making me fucking neurotic. And I was doing it on the show as like a joke, but it was making me fucking neurotic. Like, because your heart will just do shit. If you yawn, you'll go up to 81 beats per minute from 70.
Yeah, and you're like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, is this an arrhythmia? Yeah, it was just. Now, you know what? Like Irate said, at one point, you just got to be like, if something happens, something fucking happens.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to spend the short amount of time I have here worried about it.
Exactly.
I'm going to live good. I'm eating right, drinking nothing but fucking juice. I might go buy a fucking juicer today. Who knows? I gotta pay my insurance, but a couple more shows. I'm gonna go buy a juicer and shit. I'm looking forward to it. Going, you start looking forward to taking care of yourself as opposed to looking forward to getting home and destroying yourself. Like smoking weed till you go to sleep. Just sit there and smoke cigarettes on the fucking couch and watch fucking Outdoor Channel or some shit until you die. Like it does not appeal to me.
All right.
Ow.
I wasn't sure which one I should put in your for you because I know they took one of yours down or flagged one of yours.
Oh yeah, they flagged my Adonis Paul AP channel, so I've still got the Adonis Paul channel. Wellbutrin just gave Ordo headaches. Yeah, they say that's a side effect for Zoloft as well, but I didn't have the headache problem. I had to think of one day.
Yeah, I was on Wellbutrin for about 6 years. I had to recently come off of it because it wasn't working. Because a lot of just a tolerance, and I was on the highest fucking dose, so they couldn't bring it up anymore. And I've been on meds pretty much since I was 13 because a lot of blind people actually suffer from depression. It's just and it's not, you know, oh, I'm blind, where it's actually a chemical imbalance that stems from your circadian rhythm being off.
Oh.
Because you don't, like, you can't physically see sundown, so then your brain releases melatonin, and then you can't see sun up, so your brain releases, like, your brain doesn't release the chemicals properly.
Yeah, you like your body rhythm. Yeah, your sleep rhythm. Yeah, wow.
So many blind people suffer from depression and insomnia.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think anyone would have held it against a blind person if they were just depressed for being blind. You know, well, that's not an easy lot in life either.
It's not easy, but you can't, like you just said about dying, right? You can't just live your life be sad because you can't see, because then you're gonna miss out on a whole bunch of shit that you could do anyway, or enjoy in a different way. Like, it's really cool to, like, with my kids, because I can't see them, but it's really cool to listen to how they both sound the same but yet different, because they're so close in age.
Oh, wow.
So it's really cool to listen to their voices and hear, like, okay, this is where they sound the same, oh, but this is where they sound different. And it's really cool to listen to their personalities come out in their voices. And that's something that you can't really pay attention to if you're looking at them.
Yeah, I'm at, you've got a whole different side of the world that you can perceive that other people can't, where, you know, like other people, you know, they can visually see, but you have a whole other almost a sixth sense that you can call on that. It just that's interesting. That's just like there's a piece of the world that you're not seeing. There's a piece of the world the rest of us aren't seeing that you can see.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. The blind sword. Fuck yeah. Blind nigga samurai. I love that shit. Just like Usui and Kenshin.
Fucking right. I love Kenshi. Kenshi's awesome.
I'm a big fan. I've been a big fan of the Kenshin since I was younger. That was I thought a lot about Hiko Sojiro when I was in the hospital and bored, and that whole will to live thing. Yeah. Like and then, you know, like Shishio with the if you're strong you live, if you're weak you die. Weeb shit. Yeah,
they do have, you know, they have some good messages. It can be, especially if you can't watch subtitled stuff, so you have to listen to the badly dubbed English anime. It kind of drives you crazy.
Die, Batosai.
But but you know, they do have some good messages about, you know, you can't just lay down and give up, and like, and that's really, I've noticed that's a very prominent message in a lot of anime. And it's probably due to the Japanese culture that you don't just, like, because to give up and to admit defeat is basically is a dishonor, right?
Yeah, the Japanese believe in building good Japanese people, and that's something that's kind of unique with Japan. If you ask an American, what's a good American? You ask 5 or 6 different Americans that question, you're going to get 5 or 6, maybe similar, but different answers.
Yeah.
If you ask 5 Japanese what a good Japanese is, you will get one fucking answer.
Yes.
All of them. If they're being honest, you will get one answer. Not even the Jews have it like that. If you ask 5 Jews, well, who's a good Jew? What's a good Jew? You might get similar answers, but not like in Japan. You will get one fucking answer of what a good Japanese is. And that's part of it. Is perseverance, don't give up, but it's strange because here in America we have that philosophy, but we also have paired it with the rebellion, and it's part of our culture to go at authority. In Japan, that is the opposite of what they're called. You do not go after authority. That's genetically. The Japanese did a lot to turn. First, they were an island people, so they were very closed off, and they didn't want any foreigners in their land. And if you did something, if you weren't completely obedient, for thousands of years, the only penalty there was cutting your fucking head off.
Yep.
And severing your family line. We'll kill you and we'll kill your fucking sons so your family doesn't go on. Now, genetically, what that does to a people is they have bred obediency into their culture. They have genetically bred, like we did with turning wolves into dogs. The Japanese people did that to themselves. They made themselves obedient and passive. And that's it's a weird culture. I love it, but it's a weird little place on earth.
It is. It's very strange.
Oh, Ordo, no. Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Ordo, no.
Good.
There's blind action Kenshin. There's live action Kenshin. There's 3 fucking movies now, and they're actually good. There's The Legend Ends, which is the 3rd one, The Great Kyoto Fire, and then just Rurouni Kenshin was the first. No, I swear to God. Japan did 3 good live action Kenshin movies. I mean, no bullshit. Sano looks like Sano. Aoshi looks like Aoshi. Saito is still fucking the baddest motherfucker ever to walk the earth, and even Shishio is not. Shishio is a badass motherfucker in that movie, man.
And I'm sorry, Japanese names are cool.
Yeah, I like Japanese names. I took a class in college because I thought it was a Japanese teacher. His name was like Takashi or something, and it turned out he was African because they have verbs at the end of all their names too in Africa. So I had to take this fucking English class from an African guy. It sucks. Let me teach you English. I was like,
I love that.
I am Professor Takashi. I'm like, oh fuck. Oh no. I'm going to be your English teacher. Oh fuck no. Like,
did he click at you?
No, he didn't click, but he was an African motherfucker, man. He smelled like an African motherfucker too. They don't have they've got some bad olfactory senses apparently in Africa because he couldn't smell himself when he started sweating, but the rest of us could. He was a stinky motherfucker, and he would try to put cologne on funk and cover that shit up. And so he smelled like, and this is like the early 2000s. This nigga smelled like CK1 and black ass.
Oh God.
Yeah, it was just bad deal. JTR says that breeding of obedience is why they were hard to kill during World War II. That's absolutely right. Their obedience to the emperor was their biggest strength, and we've started to undo that, Jack. Actually, by giving them all this Western culture, ever since the Meiji Revolution, we've been trying to un-Japanese the Japanese people, and we've done a pretty good job. The Japanese that are around today, if we had to fight a war with them, they are not nearly as fanatical as the nips we were fighting in World War II. And sorry, Japanese people, for calling you nips, but when we're at war, I'm allowed to be racist to you.
Here, make this PlayStation.
There wasn't nobody complaining about Islamophobia on September 12th, 2001. I guarantee you that. I was like, fuck those towel heads who are screaming in the street. Kill all of you motherfuckers.
Did you see that dumbass fucking, I can't remember who it was, but who basically called September 11th some people who did some things?
Yep. But if you shoot 12 Muslims on the literal other side of the fucking world, then it's a actually no, that was like 40. Either way though, you see that's 9/11 is just a thing that happened because it happened to you. But when it happens to us, it's a tragedy, and we demand reparation. Well, fuck that. No, nobody people aren't ready to have that conversation yet. I'm not going to have that conversation. But yeah, I'm not saying the people that died were at fault for dying. You're never at fault if somebody just walks in unexpectedly, shoots you in the chest, and you didn't do anything to them. You're just not at fault for that.
No.
On the other hand, we need to start studying why these people are so fucking mad they're willing to go take life like that. And there is some legitimacy to why they're mad. Don't look at it and be like, well, they're just angry white men and shit. No, there's legitimacy to why they're fucking mad. Maybe you shouldn't be importing people into your culture that are so fucking different at the rate you are.
Yeah.
To where it's starting to compete with the people that you don't see that causing a division, and having the entire media and government telling the people that have lived there for generations how wrong they are because they won't suck the dicks of the new people that came in who are fucking totally different from them, robbing them in the fucking streets. And the government won't acknowledge what the fucking problem is because that would mean they made a mistake.
Exactly.
So
you don't want them to admit that.
Eventually someone's going to pick up a fucking gun and you're going to meet a crazy person. Crazy people are a thing. And crazy, angry people, if they can find a gun, they're going to do some fucking damage. So maybe you should stop the importing.
But see, they don't want to stop the importing because they'll vote for them.
That's right.
So they just want to take the guns away so that the crazy, angry people don't have a way to be crazy and angry. and they'll just keep merrily importing.
You know what the Democrats said after Trump got elected? We just need 4 million more Mexicans, and that never would have happened.
Yep.
Let in 4 million more Mexicans to vote Democrat. That'll never happen again. We lost by 3 million. Let in 4. They don't care. They live in ivory towers and gated communities and shit, the nicest places in America. They don't give a fuck about you and me. They don't give a fuck about people that have to go to work every day. And I still come from the world where we live and work together. Like I got Mexican neighbors on both sides. So this isn't, they would say the same fucking thing, man. They're getting sick of this shit too. They hate that. I forget what they call them, mojatos or something, like they call the illegals. They hate those motherfuckers.
Oh yeah, I don't doubt it.
That lets you know everything right there. It's not racism if Mexicans are hating other fucking Mexicans over it.
There are and it's the same here. Like there are people, you see people who have come here, in the 90s, like into Canada to escape like the war in Kosovo, or like a lot of the Muslims and stuff who came over from Eastern Europe in that whole thing, or even the Christian people who came over in the 90s. Some of the Somalians have even immigrated who came from the 90s and assimilated. And then you see the new people who Trudeau has brought in, and they just want to sit on welfare, and they don't want to do anything. And we've lost tons of childcare spots. We've lost subsidized housing spots. We've lost we
used to demand they assimilate.
Yeah.
It used to be, if you didn't assimilate, we would make your life a little bit fucking harder. Nobody wanted to hire you.
Shaming. Now that's shaming them.
Yeah, and it's not shaming. You need to integrate to the culture that you move into. If you want to come to Canada, you need to become a Canadian.
Yeah.
If you want to go to Britain, you need to become British. And that means you don't get to fucking bomb things. You don't get to suicide bomb things. You don't get to sit on fucking welfare all fucking day. You don't get to do nothing like you did all day in Africa except get a paycheck is the only fucking difference. Fuck that. You become and if you don't work, I think they should be able to toss you right the fuck out, refugee or not, into the ocean, Greenland, whatever. I don't give a fuck. Toss him the fuck out there, not helping Canada. But Trudeau, you know how he is, man. He sucked a couple dicks in college.
If anyone's trying to ensure votes, it's that motherfucker.
I almost want to move to Canada and just for a little while and maybe help straighten that shit out. Just come and start a revolution up there. Throw that motherfucker
out. Ridiculous. It's fucking. He tried to sue the opposition leader last week.
Ugh.
Because he tried to sue him for talking about the fact that he wanted to basically look the other way on a highly illegal contract with Libya that a Canadian construction company had. And Trudeau was going to just look the other way, and the Attorney General was like, no, you can't do that. And he's like, but the jobs.
It's out in the open now. Well, Trudeau was getting the kickback from that shit to stay quiet.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I was but the jobs. And I'm like, well, so why do you care so much, man? You never gave a fuck about the jobs before.
Well, this is an idiot who said that low-income families don't care about tax benefits because they don't pay taxes.
Yeah, because we get a tax benefit because we're poor.
I mean, I'm sitting there going, you idiot, you have to file your taxes to get the benefit.
Yeah, what are you talking about? Like, they may not pay in, but that's because they didn't make money this year. That's one thing we do for poor people, and we don't want the IRS to be the thing that breaks you, unless you're fucking around. Like, if you fuck around in your taxes, the IRS will come break your back. But if you play ball with them, they'll usually play ball pretty well. But you know what? I'm getting a little tired, getting a little lightheaded. Been talking my ass off, getting too excited.
I'm thinking I usually go till 2, but because Logan is not asleep, and I should go look after him. I'm thinking I should end right around here, maybe in the next 5 minutes. If chat has anything they want to say, in the next 5 minutes, we'll go about an hour and a half today instead of 2 hours.
Getting the stamina up. This too is part of training blind press to make sure that I have to relearn how to breathe and talk.
Well, I'm glad I could help you out. And you know what? I really do appreciate you coming and talking to me,
Oh,
because
it was a pleasure.
I've been watching the Blunt stream, and even when you and Ghastly were still hanging out, I've been watching both of you.
Well,
And
thank you.
I really enjoy your show, and I was glad that you were willing to take the time to come and hang out with me for a little bit.
Oh, it's a total pleasure. I love talking to you today. It was really fun. I'm still having a good time, but I don't want to overdo it.
I
I only,
understand,
I
dude.
only did an hour and a half on my show last night
I
because I was like
understand.
ease back into it. But yeah, I'm gonna try to do maybe go on some different shows like this one and just get used to talking again on the microphone because again, just like what just happened, I gotta take a breath. Like I gotta relearn how to talk
Yeah.
and breathe with the cadence and the way that I speak on the mic.
Totally understand, man. And you know what? You needed the time off, and I think you could tell last night by listening to the show that you did need the time off, but you sounded like you were happy to be back on the air,
I
and
was.
that
I
was
was
awesome.
very worried before I went on. I had my finger hovering over the fucking button to cancel the stream, like I really did.
Mm.
Right up until it was time, I had a choice to push one button or another, and I pushed one and started it. And I was like, "Well, we're in. If you go to the hospital tonight, you go to the fucking hospital tonight." And as soon as I got into it, it was like riding a bike, man. I mean, this is something I've been doing for almost 3 years now, and maybe I forget how long I've been doing it and how natural it comes. I worry a little too much, maybe. But hey, Johnny Hellcat in the chat says you've never seen a blunt stream. Well, subscribe to my channel. Here, I'll say something right now in the chat. There you go. There's something, and you can subscribe to the Adonis Paul channel, and you can never miss a blunt stream again. Because if you don't join us in Las Tejas, Johnny Hellcat, let me tell you what happens. I take your Hellcat ass and I bring it to the fucking Humane Society, and they're gonna give you to PETA. And you know what PETA does to cats? They fucking rape and kill cats. And you thought they just killed you, but they raped you because they're degenerates and they're Democrats and they're liberals, and you can't fucking trust them. And no one loves animals that much. Nobody loves animals that much unless they're in a fucking physical relationship with it. So stop it, Johnny.
Exactly.
Watch the blunt stream, or you will get raped by liberals.
Yes, you
Put
will.
that on a t-shirt.
I can vouch for that.
See?
I have had to fend off a liberal for missing a night of the Blunt stream.
They come out of nowhere.
They watch you, those bastards.
I personally, I'm terrified of them. But no, it was fun being here today, Blind Press. I appreciate you inviting me on. I'm sorry I couldn't come on before now. I was taking.
Hey, no worries, man. And I'm glad you got to come on, and I'm really, like I said, it's been a pleasure talking to you. Chat, I really hope you enjoyed today's stream. Everything will be back to normal next week because the kids will be in school again. They were sick with the flu all week. So I was doing short streams basically all week. So, and don't forget tomorrow, guys, tune in for the Star Trek stream. It's the last two-parter of Voyager that we're talking about before we go on to Deep Space Nine. So, yeah. So be sure to tune in for that, and also catch Pink Hollow and I on Sunday night at 10 on The Blind and the Special. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for coming out, you guys. And do you have a stream tomorrow night, AP, or?
Yep, Saturday night. I'm going to try to get back on that horse and do a blunt stream. Again, 11:30. I'm going to take it for a week. I think I'm going to dial it down 30 minutes and make sure that I don't want to have to like get something, be like, all right, guys, I'm tired. I'm into the stream early. So yeah, 11:30 Central Time tomorrow night. More blunt stream. I don't know what's going to be on it yet because I have done apps. I went to sleep after the last one and just woke up and did this. But whatever it is, the world didn't stop being stupid.
No, it did not.
So I will have plenty of fucking videos, and if not, we'll just watch porn and we'll play with ourselves for an hour and a half. It's fun. Orgasms.
Either way.
Yeah, I might be a better show actually. I'll catch you later, Blind Press. It was a pleasure talking.
Well,
to you.
thank you so much, AP. You have an awesome day, man.
You too. Take care.
Bye. And I'll see everybody later, man. I hope everyone has an amazing day. Stay safe out there. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I really, really do. I was really happy to bring this guest to you. As I said yesterday, I'm going to be booking more guests in advance. So I'm starting to book in the month of May. I'm reaching out to a few people So I'm trying to book Drunkle for next week, but we'll see how that pans out. And I hope everyone has a great day. We'll see you tomorrow for the Star Trek stream, guys.